Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody's doing well. City Skylines. I don't even remember where we left off. But we have a couple cool days ahead of us. So I figured I would jump back in here while I can and play as much as I can until the heat comes back. So we're just going on a bit of a tour here, get a kind of a refresher course. And I will apologize to anyone who is upset that I cut this off so abruptly. It wasn't intentional. I just figured I would give the modders a few days to work things out, and then we got hit with that double whammy of the heat wave and the wildfires. And those images that you saw of New York City, we had been putting it up with that for 2 weeks prior to them even getting it. And we suffered. Big time. My eyes are just now recovering. My ears are still in bad shape. So is my nose and my throat. That's why I sound probably more horrendous than normal, but it was just a bad time. And this game, when I play it, generally makes the computer sound like a jet engine ready for takeoff anyway. And in that kind of heat, I'm just not going to take the chance, and I'm not going to apologize for that because I do not make any money on these videos. YouTube isn't paying me a dime. I'm on my own here, and I don't have any money to afford even upgrades, much less a better computer. I'm not taking those types of chances, and all I can ask is that you please understand that that's my situation, and I'm just not gonna mess around with something that will be extremely detrimental to me. I mean, you guys will move on with your life. I will have nothing if this computer goes, oh boy, and it just makes me nervous. So that's why I chose not to play City Skylines. I just assumed, well, I can get back to it in maybe late September, early October. And speaking of October, I thought that the game was going to come out at the end of this year, like around Christmas time. And I'm sure a majority of you have seen the latest trailer for CS2. It says it's coming out October 23rd. So, but my reaction to the trailer, I did not watch the reaction videos. I just watched the 2-minute video from whoever. Is it Paradox, City Skylines, whatever. I'm glad that it does not look too futuristic and too overwhelmingly powerful for the average PC. It seemed like what you're looking at the moment is what you're going to be looking at in CS2. It's the features, I think, that they are hyping. And the only one that really stuck out to me, I know there are a lot of cool ones. Yes, I agree. I don't know how I feel about them replacing the smiley faces and the sad faces with stars. That kind of made me sad. I like the smiley faces and the sad faces when you do something good or bad. When they did something in the game on the video, it was gold stars that went up. I don't know how I feel about that. I like that you can click one corner of a road and make an entire subdivision. But I mean, as an option, that's great. But that's only if you wanted gridded cities, I guess. Maybe there will be options to pull one end of a road and make a curve. Who knows? But the general gist of what I got from that video is you're going to have to relearn how to play that game. There's a lot of mechanics that are going to need to be learned. And I think a lot of people are going to, like default, and then screw up and go, oh, shoot, I can't do that anymore. The other thing I'm anticipating, because it always happens, I wish they'd kept this. I wish they didn't do this. Why didn't they change this? How come this has changed? I like that, but they didn't change this, and I don't like that. I guarantee you. If you're familiar, even in the slightest, with the Sims community, it's crazy. And the Sims community itself, especially for Sims 4, they're vicious. I have to say it. I'm saying it unapologetically. They're a vicious group, and they will haunt you if you say anything that goes against their thinking. So I avoid it like the plague, but every single change to The Sims 4 has always been met with derision, anger, outrage, and mockery. So I have to wonder what's going to happen with CS2. How many people are going to go, I wish they hadn't touched that. Well, I don't like this. They got to get rid of this. It's like, you're not the only one playing the game. Oh my goodness. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But I was never a fan of majority rules, I guess. You lose out on so much by just being a sheeple. So that's the only aspect of the new game that is making me anxious. Not that I'm going to be able to afford it anyway. I guarantee you it's going to be like $89 or something. Which is outrageous to begin with, so I don't know. I hope, if you've been following, I really added a lot. Our green bar has been very nice to us. And I do wait. When it gets low or disappears, I wait. I'll go find something else to do. So we've been able to expand our counties to the point where I believe I'm up to 1, 2, 3, at least 4 districts now, 5 maybe. So that is a good thing. And the expressway, I added an interchange kind of close to our original roundabout. But I think it worked because I do remember before I left, we had a terrible traffic issue. And it was a snarl up that I just couldn't figure out. And there was nothing I could really do because always something. There was nothing I could do about it because the mods had quit at that point, and I needed the TMPE one to adjust lights and lane changing and things like that. I just couldn't do it. So I went back in and I did what I could. Like where the overpasses meet the regular road on the ground, they always put that little box there and everybody stops at them. I don't get that. So I had to go in and fix all those. Traffic kind of sorted itself out, especially after I added Metro and 2 more bus lines. But it's not that great. Yes, I flattened that peak. When I saw it yesterday, I'm like, oh, yeah. Nobody commented on it in the video that I mentioned, so I just took it upon myself to say, I can't take it anymore. You're gone. Now here, I just added, I believe, all of the unique factories minus the shipyard. And a couple of them are strewn about elsewhere, closer to their corresponding industry. But I don't think they're going to stay there. I'm having trouble figuring out where to put things because, in my opinion, every inch of this land is gorgeous and a great spot to build a community, not businesses and factories. So I'm having trouble deciding where all this stuff should go. And the only reason my industry is here is because that's where the ore and the oil were closest, along with farming. And of course, forestry you can put anywhere. But all three of those key industries were in this area, and that's why I did this. They are throughout the map. And I could always move things and put people over here by the water. But I did also add the fishing. I had great trouble with that. There is no tuna on the entire map. So this one you're seeing here on the outskirts there, that's just a fish farm. I have 2 fish farms and a salmon farm, salmon fishing. And I spent about almost an hour trying to get tuna to show up in this little bay here, and I just couldn't do it. They would show up, but then they'd swim away. No matter how, I even went out to one of those. We have 2 blue circles on the map. And I went out to one of them and I right-clicked to get the height. And then I went back into the bay and the sand went down. But nobody spawned. So I brought the sand back up. I got a little bit of blue, but again, it all swam away. So I guess there's just no way. I thought it just depended on the depth of the sediment. And that's the type of fish you got. Not on this map. This map maker must not like tuna. I don't know why, but... So we can't have a tuna farm, tuna fishing. But we do have fishing, and I do have the new factory, the market, and the other factory. I don't know why there are 2 fish factories, but there are. I also use that new warehouse with the rail that goes through it. I just couldn't find it. I don't know where it went. I think it's near our industry, but I'm not entirely sure. And then this area here, this is where I really wanted to make the changes. It's like, well, I've got the bridge now. We're going to come across this way. Oy, I think I'm going to... no, that won't work either. I'm trying to figure out where to put those big industries. Not entirely sure yet. And then those sandy islands out there to your top left, that's where all our oil is. And I mean oil. It's everywhere. And so I don't know how I feel about that either. But let's look at our stats. We've obviously, I think, doubled our population. We're making heck of money. But there's no demand. There was a demand at one point for another university, so I did put one in at our new neighborhood. Yeah, see, traffic. I can't get traffic above 80% anymore. It's just not going to work. So I now have 3 major thoroughfares crossing the divide there at the expressway. 4, actually. So I had hoped that would help. Putting the metro in gave it went from 76 to 78. But this is where I was trying to see if the tuna came back, and it didn't. It's right where those 3 circles are for the fish farm. And that's where I was trying to get the tuna, and they just swim away. So I gave up. Not going to worry about it. So yeah, it's just a question of where are we going to go next. I'm a little surprised that our dark green in the bottom right there, that neighborhood has been there for a while, and it's just not getting, it's got so much in it. There are a couple unique buildings, parks everywhere. It's got the metro, 2 bus lines, and the university, and it's just not, I don't know. But these are all my lines. I have them color-coded to the best I could do. I'm not having trouble with them, but they're being utilized, and that's what makes me happy. So I think I finally figured out strategic places for them to go, because I was never good at that. And our tram is hanging in there. I keep thinking, well, should I take the number of cars down or something. We're not really that badly in the hole. We do have good money. But I'm leaving it. Every time I go to one of the stops, there's at least 20 people standing there. So it's like, okay, I'll keep it. But that's everything. We have a lot of land to work on. I hope I can get it done in 3 days. I don't know. But I will try. But I thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. I really appreciate that. And for your support of my channel. Thank you. I just hope you're not upset that I'm going to be going back to other games after the cooldown. I'm sorry. This is the best I can do. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves. Have an absolutely fabulous day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.